Women in India has been worshipped as an epitome of power ever since the Vedic times. In the Purans, women has been exalted in power as Durga, while man has been the fighter at the life's battlefield. Women has been the energy, the motive force behind him. Since earliest times, women has been held in high esteem in our social scheme of things. It is she who is the presiding deity of all the components essential for an individual's development. The presiding deity of intellectual property, Goddess Saraswati, is a woman. Similarly, Goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, is a woman. By the time the medieval times came, this concept went to the back seat. Women just became a thing of physical gratification, and in course of time, the dignity of this goddess of intellect, wealth and power got lost in the crushing domesticity of daily course. Once reverenced as the mother of the universe, women got so very trapped in the web of the economic disparity that her very personality in the field of life got disintegrated. Affection is women's chief characteristic and quality, and nurturing is her inborn instinct. And with this is connected her emotional side. By exploiting these natural qualities, her social significance can be enhanced. But to the contrary, aggrieved by the treatment of exploitation, discrimination and neglect in respect of them, women have been forced to cross over the threshold of the house and come out in search of work or living. In the context of urbanization and growing materialism, women feeling themselves constrained and unsafe with the traditional sources of bread earning have tended to get connected with various areas of employment. The lack of education has been the biggest cause of their exploitation. Most women are forced to work in various construction works and industries. Seeing women engaged in road construction work, carrying soil, gravel, stone, coal tar and water is a common sight. Their bodies soiled with dust, soil and smoke, and their half-clad children crying or playing in the sand nearby are a living testimony of their sad plight. Almost the same is the situation in the fields of building construction and mining. In their concern for earning a living, they are forced to neglect their children, which amounts to playing with their future. By their consistent efforts and practice, women have succeeded in removing the stigma of inefficiency attached to them. With the reforms in labor law, women are emerging as skilled labor also. Discharging the duties of the domestic course the whole day long, these women are obliged to go out for work, for earning a living for their family, and thus they are doubly burdened. Despite this, unfortunately, their labor is reckoned as of no consequence or value or dignity. Fighting a grim battle against poverty and want, one of the many woes of these women is that their husbands squander away their hard-earned money in gambling and drinking. Besides, they beat their wives too. In self-employment, there is always a feeling of pride. But what? After the whole day's work outside the home, you reach home to face humiliation and an atmosphere full of distrust. The life of women working in brick kilns and mines passes under shadows of suspicion. The danger of sexual harassment hovers over them all the time. They need more support and safety. There seems to be hardly any field of construction in which women have no role. In work relating to mines and factories, women have set up new records of labor, but their labor does not get evaluated in terms of money. Viewed in the background of Rajasthan alone, out of a total working population of women, approximately 32 to 44% are engaged in road building works, 28 to 40% building construction works, 16 to 21% stone cutting and brick kiln work, 2 to 4% in mines works, 3 to 4% in handicrafts, and 0.5 to 1.5% in other works. On the one hand, women are central point of the family in today's market-based economy. On the other, female works have been marginalized. Unfortunately, the work accomplished by women has not yet been able to make its way into the governmental records. The possible reasons, therefore, are variations in employment, unorganized base, inefficiency and lack of training, want of evaluation of domestic tasks in terms of money, and indifference towards recognition of their work. From the standpoint of the need of a positive social structure in respect of women's labor, economic cooperation, their participation in developmental process, help in facilitating medicinal, nutritional and childcare facilities, social security, technological development, housing and shelter homes, and the need to stop exploitation and harassment of women. The National Women Empowerment Policy 2001 is a positive step. The need, on one hand, is to appreciate the grievances and difficulties of women labor, and then to take concrete remedial steps. On the other hand, the women labor will have to establish their identity in the market, and in order to make their role relevant, they will have to present before the society their skill and importance in an organized way. They will have to strike a balance between the social beliefs and their own aspirations, as also to give their services and work style a better shape. Women themselves shall have to come forward for women's welfare. They will have to develop new rungs of attitudes to life at the grassroots level of their own labor. The path to development is not easy. The rough and tumble of the path women have to tread demands confident and harmonious steps, in absence of which they will not be able to reap the fruit of their labor, and then all their hopes of liberation from exploitation will be shattered into an empty dream.